Kim and Lori recently traveled to Peekskill, New York. You know, where Blair, Natalie, Tootie, and Joe went to school. To see Bashar, the great oracle who's big on TikTok. Lori learns more about ancient civilizations. Terri recalls her days heading up the Publicity Club senior year. And Kim enjoys her Asiago afterglow. Also, don't forget to check out Lori's new bangs. Welcome to Generation Artex.
Are you ready for us? Come on, Kim. I'm interviewing you, Lori. Everybody knows I am the star of this show. That we see.
Welcome to Generation Artex.
What
do
happened?
say it.
No, Terri, you always say, hi, I'm Terri. That's how you always start it.
I always go, welcome to Generation Artex. Hi. No, you're right, because we say
You
it on the
don't.
intro. Okay.
Mhm.
Hi, I'm Terri, and I recently ordered 5 of the same shirt on Poshmark.
Wait, in different colors or
Yep.
just accidentally hit 5 quantity?
Nope.
Good
I
question.
am obsessed with this one cut of shirt and this one brand, and I now own 5 of them, but I got them on Poshmark, so it feels sustainable and like a big garage sale.
But it's the exact same style, just different colors.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna have a whole
my new
weeks
uniform.
where you wear the same thing in different colors.
It's my new uniform.
I like a uniform.
I
like
Steve
it.
Jobs has his.
Kind of wish you were
his.
wearing
I
that
am.
shirt now. Do
I
you
am
have
right now.
one already?
I
Oh,
have
it's
it
this
right now.
shirt?
This is this shirt.
Oh, what colors did you get?
I got.
Oh, it's like
5?
linen-y.
It's
of those?
not. It looks linen. It's not linen.
Oh.
See it?
Yeah, I see it. It's
This
a
is
it's a
very
striped
flattering
button
It's a
down.
very flattering cut on me.
It's just
And I
my
have one
armpits
in
feel
white.
like-
Nope, it's a medium. I had one in white, and I said, God, I love the drape of this shirt. I wonder if other people have this shirt on Poshmark. Of course they do. I got it in this. I got white. I got like a khaki green. I got a blue and white stripe.
Wow. Okay.
It's a lot. But I was like, if you like something, just wear that. So I'm just
Mm.
wearing that.
I like a uniform. I approve.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm Kim, and today I had something that do you guys like pistachios?
Sure. Pistachio milk, yes.
No. Oh, Terri, you can have
Pistachio
this. You have
lattes.
Okay, forget it. You
pistachio
have gluten
lattes.
issues. Kenzie and I went to Coffee Lands. It's a coffee shop in Clinton, Massachusetts. Terri, you've been there. And they have this. We get an Asiago bagel, and it has cream cheese on it, honey, and pistachios. It is to die. The combination, I can't
sprinkle
even tell
nuts?
you. Oh my God,
Nuts
it's
on
like
the-
layered, like almost like a
Asiago.
crust.
I hate Asiago bagels.
Oh, I
gross.
I
love
hate
them.
them.
Oh my God, I love them so much. It's toasted.
my
So we
God.
sit down. Kenzie had the first bite of hers and she goes, okay, I just need to process a little bit because this is so delicious. I need to just process it. I'm like, I know. And it's exactly
Now I'm
how I
curious,
feel.
though.
I take the first bite and we're both like, silence.
Wow.
So good. So I had that a couple hours ago. I'm still, basking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Lori, the youngest. And I have bangs now.
You do.
I had
Yep.
them the last time we recorded, but I didn't have them down. So this is the first time I have bangs on the podcast.
Is that right?
Yes.
Lori
'Cause I
alternates
haven't had them
between
for a
having
year.
bangs and not having bangs. And
I
I
had
can't
bangs.
keep track.
Yeah, but I've had bangs for over 5 years until I did the tattoo till the micro my God, what was it called?
What? Microblading.
No, it's not called that. Oh,
Micro dye,
Ugh.
micropigmentation.
thank you. Micropigmentation.
Micropigmentation.
And then I thought, oh, well, I'm not using my topic anymore and I don't have enough hair to wear bangs. And then one day I was like, I think I do. It's okay.
You totally do. It looks great.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
It's a good
dry
look.
shampoo really helps because it's the shine off the top of my head that reveals the hair thinness. So anyway, that's my trick.
Yep. All right.
My bangs, my sweeping bangs, a fringe, if you will.
Your fringe.
Mhm.
Okay. So we talked about on the last episode that Lori got married. The very next weekend, Lori and I had a very exciting day, and we went to see
did.
Bashar, who I previously explained is an alien who is channeled by a man named Daryl Anka from Ottawa, and he's very popular on the TikTok. And we've been following him for years because everything he says resonates with us. Anyway, Lori and I and her friend Erin, my friend too, went to an event he held in Peekskill, New York, which is where the Facts of Life was supposed to take place. And we took the good and we took the bad and we took them both. And there we had.
We did get Facts of Life. We got lots of Facts of Life.
We did have Facts of Life from Bashar.
So many more facts about so many kinds of lives.
Yes. So anyway, it was incredible. There was 2 hours of channeling in the morning. We watched his documentary. There was two more hours of channeling in the afternoon. And then Lori, you can tell the next part.
That's a long time.
Really?
Were you like,
you can join that.
Did you feel sort of wrapped? Or were you like, oh
yeah.
my God.
I was like, I thought I was going to fall asleep for the whole second session, because let's talk about it. For the most part, a lot of the structure of it were self-serving. So that you walk in, you get a free raffle ticket. You don't have to take one if you don't want, but if they call your number, you get into a line against the wall in the theater, and one by one you ask your questions. That's it.
That's the whole
and so that
show.
is that's the structure of the channeling. It's like based on his questions, and then he can go off on tangents or whatever. But that is the structure. There is no other structure. It's just random people's questions. In this theater,
told to only ask 2.
Right. In this theater that was sold out about 1,100 people, and they picked 13 people in the morning and 13 people in the afternoon.
They got it down.
Out of like 1,300?
It leads to the exact amount, which is crazy that they
What do you mean?
know that.
Wait, what do you mean?
It just fits the amount of
time. 13 people takes about 2 hours.
They know.
Yeah. So you're supposed to, they say you can ask 2 hours, and nobody was like, two questions.
You can ask for 2 hours straight.
Nobody was, monitoring that, which is very annoying. And people take very enormous advantage. And it was so obnoxious. And they're very not self-aware. And they don't notice all 1,200 people in the theater, like kind of collectively groaning and rolling their eyes and getting physically
not far
uncomfortable.
away. They're standing in front of the people in the front row, like their knees are like right in front of them. Right. They can hear us. They're not up on a stage.
Right.
You can hear the audience the same as when you're in the audience. You're practically in the audience. And people are openly groaning and commenting. Right?
And they don't care.
Like
they just
don't care.
No, Lori said there was one time the guy was like, this one guy asked a couple questions. He's like, can I just ask one more? And she said somebody sitting in like the third row was like, no.
Dude, Terri, you would have. I said, I like looked at Erin. I was like, so I'm like, we're in this presence of this like high vibrational being, and I was like, and all these people are really fucking like fucking my buzz here. They're just. I'm like, clueless. I find myself getting so angry at all the people asking questions.
Also, there should be someone on the side with headphones going, "You got to wrap it up," or like get to your point.
There's someone who was moving the mic, adjusting the mic. That person should have said, okay, that's it. That's enough for your questions. It got to the point. Go ahead.
Sorry. There was a dude. So, all right, we'll hold. Eventually, for the second session, they were calling numbers, right? And then all of a sudden they said 190, which was Kim's number, which we had already agreed that if they called her number, she would give it to me. And we had been talking for like a day on like workshopping what questions we would ask, how we would phrase it, arguing about how we should phrase it, and then being like,
we're sure. I was surprised, but I was not surprised. Out of 13 people in the second round, it was about the 6th number. They picked him out of a fishbowl. And I was like, okay, well, it's going to be this one or it's going to be the next one. And in my head, I'm like, well, it's going to be one of these. And then they're like 190. And I was like, there it is.
Well, she goes, actually, so it was everyone was very quiet. So in the first channeling session, when they were calling numbers, the very first person was like, holy shit. Like, they're in the audience. And they loved it. And then after that, it was silent. I was like, are these people here? And then they would just silently get up. So it was like kind of weird like that. Instead of people being like, woo, like they got picked.
Yeah.
Kim,
I don't think
gasped. Kim was like,
yeah, I didn't even hear that come out of me.
And she was just holding it. I was like, is that yours? And you were like, yeah. I was like, that's yours. And then she didn't even hear them on stage being like, oh, there's some excitement. And I was like, oh my God. But and we also were just
Lori, I'm like, go.
Right. And we're also adjusting our questions based on what other people had been asking, because like, what if someone else asked that question before, right? Anyway,
Right.
so I get up, I have my Apple Watch on, I'm against the wall, and of course now Kim and Aaron are both writing like soliloquies of like how they want me to ask all these different questions and
God.
how they want me to ask it. And I was like, and one of them didn't even sound like me. I was like, I would have to read it word for word like this. I was like, I can't, I'm not doing it. But when
No,
I got
Erin
to
wrote
the
that.
front,
She said, haha, this is something I want to know. It's personal to me. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it didn't sound like you. It was fine.
when I did get to the front, there was a guy who's sitting there who takes your ticket, and he goes, 2 questions. So I know he was saying that to everybody, and everyone was like, okay. And when I tell you, Terry, the self-serving questions, this one woman fucking asked, I have this dog, my dog, he likes to run after like bicycles. And obviously that's like dangerous. Like why does
Why
he
does
do that?
that?
I
Like,
swear
you're
to
going to
God,
ask an
Erin
alien
was
from
like,
another frequency?
yeah, we have an ancient wisdom alien with all the answers of the
Ask a
fucking
pet
universe.
psychic. There are pet psychics.
Or how about dogs just chase bikes sometimes? Fuck
Yeah.
you. Like that's not, what do you need to know? Like, I don't know.
No,
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
because your dog is reflecting back to you that you shouldn't chase things that aren't for you.
No, yeah, it was kind of
So we're
funny
like,
because
oh,
she
right.
was like, oh, but I want this and I want that. And he's like, maybe you shouldn't have those
He
things.
did
or
shut
whatever.
one person down. She
Yeah.
was horrible. She was obnoxious. She wouldn't stop. And
She
then
wouldn't
finally
stop.
he put up his hand and he goes, enough. And then like shoot her off.
What was obnoxious? She was not being mean to him. What was she?
She wouldn't stop talk. I don't even remember what she was talking about, but she wouldn't stop. She just kept asking. Like at one point she'd asked so many and we're like, okay, it's done. And then he gave an answer and then everyone clapped to try to clap her off. And she like made this expression to the audience, like, no. And then got out her glasses, put them on, and
everyone
then
was
took out a
groaning.
piece of paper.
No.
And we were like, what the
Nope.
fuck? And everyone was getting so agitated. It was like, it was terrible.
It was palpable.
And then anyway, second round.
It was palpable. Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Do you think?
And then there was a woman
people
who's like
tell-
actually angry and was like fighting with him. They were like fighting back and forth, which was
Oh, that would be interesting.
wild.
But I just don't
She
know.
asked for
why-
advice. He gave her advice, and then she was annoyed.
I just wonder: does Daryl communicate the rules of discourse to Bashar?
No.
Like, hey, after 2 questions, cut him off. Like, can you
Dar-
have
No,
Daryl's
because he
call?
didn't. Yeah, it's not up to Daryl. No,
I just
no.
wish he
It
did.
was fine.
Anyway,
No, because plenty
was
of people asked a few questions, and then some people had really good ones, and we're like, oh, keep going. So-
Great ones. And there were a lot of great ones. And sometimes even they asked it stupid. There was like a
there was
nugget
a
of
nut.
real
They
wisdom.
understood. He understood what they were.
He
getting at.
understood what.
So
what
then
they were
you
asking.
you go down. Were you
Okay,
like
so Lori went up.
shaking?
I was the girl behind
Maybe
me
shaking.
was more nervous than I was. So because I was kind of comforting her, it helped me a little
Yeah.
bit. She's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to sound stupid. And she asked a really good question too. She's like, I don't want to sound stupid, but I've been watching him on all his TikToks and anything I ask him, I kind of know what he's going to say. And isn't that stupid? Like, what should I ask him? I was like, she was
Everyone's
so
afraid of being
cute.
embarrassed. That's it. Not everybody. Some
Yeah.
people are
Well, it's
shameless.
more wasting the opportunity, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I had already decided I'm going to introduce myself because no one had introduced themselves. They just walk
Yeah.
up. The very first person says, okay, my question is, and he's like, what about hello, good day? Like, that was the very first person. So after
Yeah.
that, everyone else was like, hi. So I walked up, I go, let's go. Hi, Bashar. I'm Lori.
That's exactly what she did.
Oh, that is
She goes,
adorable.
and do you good day, Lori? And I was like, "Ah, he knows my name.
That's crazy, though.
Okay. So I was like, I have a question about ancient civilizations. And the guy before me, his last question was about ancient
Yeah.
civilizations. I was like, fuck. Like I'm right after him. So I was like, oh God. And luckily he was asking about like the Mayans. I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask about the Mayans.
Okay, good.
And so I said, I want to talk about, could you please describe in detail any ancient advanced civilizations on Earth that we know humans today know the least about or not at all about because there's no artifacts or documentation. And he's like, okay. He's like, do you mean Atlantis? And I was like, no, I'm talking like ones that no one's ever heard of.
You're like,
And
I've
he's
been
like,
to Atlantis in the Bahamas.
I'm like, I
Something
know
I don't
everything.
know about.
I go there on vacation.
Atlantis.
Yeah, I've been to Atlantis.
And he's like, okay, well, there are at least 7 to 10 civilizations that humans know nothing about or have never heard of or something to that extreme, right?
Yep.
And then I go, can you please describe one of them? I
The
leaned into the mic.
entire place went dead silent.
And
Everybody-
it wasn't
now
like
the-
that all the time.
Oh,
It was
never.
never like that because he would answer on a dime, like
He usually cuts people off.
Yeah,
right?
and to answer. So he gets quiet, and
Dead
the
silent.
whole place is pin drop. Everybody's just waiting.
And then he starts making all his like channeling sounds. He got quiet, he turned his head, and then was like,
Lori's twitching right now.
and
It was more
Is he
like
making
it was
a
louder
noise?
than that.
Are you making a noise?
Yeah,
Can you
she's
not
making
hear
a
it?
noise. No, you
No.
can't hear it.
Oh.
It was
Oh,
more
sorry.
Like the
It was-
movie? Like fucking
Yeah. It
was-
Disclosure Day?
It was chomping his teeth down. It was the sound of chomping your teeth down. I thought you could
And
hear
does
that.
he
Sorry.
not do that other times that you've heard? Because
He does it when he starts.
When
I
he
found
starts.
one TikTok where he did that, where they asked.
But he's
that
not doing it
kind
all
of-
the time.
kind
So
of-
he starts chomping at the
No.
bit.
So he's
he
like,
starts chomping and tweaking. And then he's like, well, non-human. He's like, do you mean non-human? I was like, sure. Right. And he's like, well, millions and millions of years ago, a civilization or, a species from the stars is the term he used, came down and then basically put up like genetic labs around our oceans and decided to leave behind their genetic material to see how it evolved on Earth. And
how
then
it would evolve on Earth.
how
Yeah.
it would evolve on Earth. And he said, and that evolution led to what you call your octopus. And everyone in the audience was like,
It was a collective gasp.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what?
and
We
they
all
look,
No one in that
They're-
audience will look at octopus the same again. Go ahead.
yeah. And so the octopus today looks more like, or
That
rather, sorry,
civilization.
that civilization looked more like the octopus than they look like humans today. So they weren't like exactly, it did evolve over time, but it looks like a distant cousin to the octopus, I guess, apparently.
So there was a
And then-
version of an octopus who came down, like they were there putting bits of themselves around as if, they're just
Well, they lived
logically,
on Earth.
cognitively doing it. The way octopus live, or they like, we have houses. We have octopus houses.
He didn't
You know what
say.
I mean? Were they
He
didn't
said
say if they're all
he-
underwater,
He re-
if they live underwater.
He said, I don't know how he phrased it. He said genetic labs. I think he used the word lab, right?
He did. He said near
like
the ocean. Near your
at
ocean.
our oceans, not in them. Yeah, like
Oh.
so
He didn't say
maybe
in them.
He didn't say in them. And so
But he said it was an intelligent civilization that lived on this Earth.
right. I was like, yeah.
That is wild. And so it's octopus that are left behind. And I've always said that if there's any alien on Earth, it's an octopus because no one can explain how they do what they do.
Right.
Mm.
They're magic. They're fucking magic.
Yep.
And that
So
movie,
they're
I think we
aliens.
talked
Mhm.
about last week. It was crazy because I thought about that movie that was an origin human movie where those giant humans came down, look humanoid, right? It came down, but that's how the movie starts. Is this? It comes down, and then it takes something that makes him disintegrate, and then they watch it come down to a cellular level and like DNA form, and the impression being that like they left their genetic material behind in order for the evolution of humans. But when he was describing that, I was like, that's literally what happened in that movie.
What movie is this?
And it was a movie that came out in like 2012. I was like, what? And I
But see,
really
this is
enjoyed
my
it.
question. And so there's been other life forms, and like Carl Sagan said, we are star stuff. We tend to think, for instance, we're inside, nature's outside. Of course, that's not true. Our houses are in the middle of nature, but we think of it as outside, inside. There's what's inside my body, outside my body, inside my house, outside my house. And then we think of the planet, think of Earth, and what's not on Earth is other. We're always trying to other because that's how our brains work. When the fact is, it makes me, I was thinking about this today, and I knew we were going to talk about this, that I don't even know, the word alien doesn't even mean anything anymore because we could be from another planet. Like, Who knows
Right,
how we
right.
even got here? So we might not be.
Well,
There's no
he
true
knows.
native to the planet. Yeah, but there's for the rest of us, there's no true native. We could be all from other planets that landed here and like
Right.
whatever. Like there's no such. Now we're all just different. So the question isn't are aliens amongst us? In my mind, it's are there people. Are there beings walking around who look like us who are actually just another species? And that's like the
Yeah.
reptilian people idea, which seems silly to me, but I guess we don't know what forms people take.
Why is it silly? Because we know what everything in the universe is supposed to look like.
Really, no, but this idea that people are like, I'm a lizard. It's like, that's scary and makes us feel like it's grotesque and terrifying. But like, we probably just have other beings walking around. The scary part is when they are masquerading as another. Because if we think they look human, it's one thing if we're like, oh, that's a blah, blah, blah. Those are from, they don't speak our language. They're from somewhere else, whatever. But if it's pretending to be human and then it turns its head and it's something else, that's what's scary. It's what we think we're seeing.
Right.
I mean, an alien could be scary too, but he claims that there's an element to us that is native to Earth, and there was a genetic manipulation by the Anunnaki, which is how we evolved from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. And the ones that had no combo of alien DNA or whatever, they are what we call Sasquatch. So that's what we would have been if we did not fuse or merge or whatever you call it. And so then that's when, but then there was something where they weren't allowed to do that. They broke some rule or something, some like galactic law that they weren't actually supposed to do that. And so they were
commingle with humans or commingle.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to do what they did. And so then they had some, I don't know who enforces this. I don't know, but like they were supposed to oversee and watch our evolution and then intervene to make sure that we continued on correctly, which is probably
turns
why
out we
they're
didn't.
showing up now. Because
We didn't. We're still beasts.
Why they're here.
So the fact that we're not Sasquatch means that like we are. This is why we're in Sasquatch. So that's why we're like fairly intelligent and have other thoughts about things besides food. Like
we're very intelligent.
Right. That's the part that the aliens manipulate. Otherwise, we would just be like any other animal. It sounds like.
Yeah, we'd just be trying to just survive, just eat.
Yeah.
Like
so
all
we are
animals.
already part
Yeah, all
alien.
other
Like
animals.
that's my point. So if you,
Yes, that's what they say.
That's crazy. So if you think, if when he says there have been other generations of life forms and civilizations, when you go back how many bazillion years, they're not human looking.
Right.
It's not like we existed in another form. We know how it happened. We understand, except for people who don't believe this, that we evolved and became who we are. Whoever had a hand in it, God, aliens, whatever. There was not a human version 200 billion years ago, so I'm saying.
Right.
They were something else.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
200 billion?
Well, whatever.
200
Like
billion?
bazillion years ago. I don't know. Billion, million doesn't even mean anything after a while.
I know.
Isn't the universe, don't they say, I mean, the Earth is how many, I think it was only 4.6 billion years old?
Okay. So 500 million.
Or was that the universe?
It's really hard to get into those numbers.
It's really hard to get into.
Well, I mean,
it. But I'm
somebody
just
has
saying,
numbers. It's not like we have to figure it out.
it's not like the humans rose and fell throughout time. It's like we're the latest version, 2.0, 8.0, and we also suck.
2.0.
Point.
Yeah. By the way, the movie was called Prometheus. It was in 2012.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
So if you're looking for an alien movie,
Okay.
I want Lori to go away and do an entire dissertation where she watches all the space movies and all the movies about this stuff, and then comes back with a theory about like, well, what things were in common? What are the things that we've always said? Like, I'm sure it exists.
She just
but
make
just
us
like
spreadsheet?
you do that better than me. I feel like we could probably ask ChatGPT that right now.
Yeah. Right.
You know, that's true.
In all the movies.
It is fascinating. It's
Oh, that's
fascinating.
right. The Earth is
so glad.
4.54 billion years old.
Okay, fine.
With an uncertainty of 5 million years. So 200 billion years ago, there was no planet. And then the universe is 13.8 billion.
How do you know that?
No, it's
So
only
then
what they
the
can
Earth,
measure.
The Earth is 5 billion. The Earth is almost 5 billion, but the universe is 13 billion. Okay. It's just these numbers
Yeah.
mean nothing, but
They don't
mean
mean
nothing.
anything.
yeah.
Right. And they don't like really mean anything because you're like, well, that's our visible universe.
That's right. We don't know.
What about what about like the metaverse, all the other dimensions and like, you know what I mean? It's like,
So we didn't
kinda
get to ask
unknowable.
about the ghosts. No, did you ask about the ghosts?
I did.
And
I asked
reframe
because
that for us.
so my question was, you know, how he spoke about there being how they're higher vibrational beings than us, higher frequency beings. They have evolved past his people.
Who
Have
is?
evolved past Bashar's people.
Oh, okay.
And they've evolved past they don't eat or sleep, which is like our
That's so
favorite
sad.
things.
Are my favorite things. What do
I
they
leaned
do?
over
They
to Aaron.
must-
I was like, those are your favorite things. And they speak
For animals.
telepathically. They don't even talk. So like being a master of words doesn't matter. I don't think you'd like it over there.
What do they
That's
do?
like not a place for you at all. Like all wordsmithing, wordsmithing, eating, and napping. You can't do any of that shit.
That's my whole life.
Anyway, so I said, okay, so they're a high vibrational, we're all vibrating in different levels, blah, blah, blah. He had mentioned at one point earlier in the show how they're not angels. He's like, we're not angels. They're different. And then he said how there was a species that are higher vibrationally than they are, and that they revealed additional secrets of the universe and taught them, which include how all the answers to the universe all exist on the event horizon of any black hole.
And showed them how to extract that information.
And that you can extract that. Sure.
This is
I'm like-
not for everyone. Let's just
Yeah.
put it that way.
Okay. So
I don't
anyway,
even
I was
know.
like, what is can you explain what the difference is between, you know, angels and, you know, the difference between those? Is it all just a matter of different vibrations or what? I don't know if I phrased it exactly that, but that was my point. And he didn't answer it exactly either. He did say that angels are the original or first split from source.
Yep.
So it sounds like they're the closest to source that there is, the angel realm. And I said, and he said there are many kinds of angels. The angels we're talking about, typically we're referring to like guardian angels, which we do have, which sounds like they're different than our spirit guides.
Okay.
Also different. They can speak to our angels, his people,
Okay.
can communicate with them.
So the angels hang out in an angel realm. People
know if
hang
they
out at a
hang
bowling
out
alley.
there.
Well, I'm just
I
saying,
guess.
like, what is the point of an individual entity of an angel? You know, we have an individual entity because we have a personality, because we have an ego. Are they individual angels? Are they conducting business on Earth? That's what I kind of want to know.
Apparently, they are meant to guide us, and they're not just like everybody. It's like you have your own.
Right.
Wow.
You have your own team, which he said could be anywhere from you could have 1,000 people on your team, and they're all different souls or spirit guides, and then
That support everything you do in this process.
That's
being
kind
a
of
human.
comforting.
like, okay.
Comforting. Should
But
be
he didn't say anything
comforting.
about dead people. He didn't talk about dead people, souls. They're probably the lowest of the vibration, rattling their
souls.
chains, throwing cups around,
Rattling their
and very-
chains. No, I mean, of course, like after it was all over, I thought of 1,000 more questions, even though I asked 2. I was only supposed to ask 2. It wasn't going to ask more. But
Well, that
I
was
did.
very exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
It was great.
Mhm.
It was
It
really
was.
fun. It was fun because you come out and your mind is swimming. You know, you're just
Mhm.
swimming. There's so many things to think about. The documentary was very thought
Provoking.
Hello.
thought provoking.
How long was it? You sat there and watched the
inducing.
movie?
It's a documentary.
90
Yeah, they sold popcorn. I got popcorn.
It was like an
It was
hour,
like an hour
long
and a half.
thing?
Yeah, like
Like 90 minutes, maybe?
yeah.
You must have been there all damn day.
It was 7. It was an 8-hour day. It was 11 to 7.
Jesus.
Yeah, we bailed
Yeah,
out too.
2 hours,
at the
2
end.
hours, an hour, and lunch.
And then lunch, a long lunch.
Lunch
Wow.
that you had to go out and get yourself. So 1,000 people went to the streets looking for food at the same time. That was
Oh
fun.
And it was raining. That was also sucky.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a super fun day to wrap up Lori's honeymoon staycation week.
that's really
Mhm.
exciting. I mean, we've
It was
talked
great.
about him so much. It
I
floors
mean,
me
he-
that he was like, "Hello, Lori."
Oh my
I
God.
know. I was like,
Crazy.
does he remember me? Does he
You're
think
like,
I know
"Hi,
him?
Bashar. I'm Lori. I just got married again. Why did you choose that?
Yeah.
How exciting!
How exciting.
How exciting!
It is
You've
exciting,
united-
actually.
You've united with another soul.
Yeah.
It's listen,
great.
you connected
Okay.
with him. It's really,
I
really
did.
cool. He's a
Yeah.
celebrity.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
He's
All
an
right.
intergalactic celebrity.
Okay.
about that?
Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic.
Intergalactic. Do you know that song? Yeah.
It's a Beastie Boys, yo. Hey, it's Terri from Generation Artex. And listen, I love a good story. Who doesn't? If you didn't, you wouldn't bother with books, TV, movies, or even podcasts. We love listening to stories, but there's also something really powerful about writing your own. You may see yourself as a reader or a listener, and maybe you wouldn't dare call yourself a writer. But here's the truth. If you can read, you can write. If there's something you would love to write, share, or get out there, there is no better or safer place to do it than this little program I run called the New Rules Studio, or Studio for short. It's a live, virtual, real-time writing space led by certified instructors where you get to explore your own ideas, your own creativity, memories, stories without judgment or criticism. Since you're a listener of this podcast, I would like to invite you to come write with me for free. You can get the invite at territrespicio.com/write with me. That's territrespicio.com/write with me.
La 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 la.
Okay, so anyway, back
ready?
to this podcast. Terri has a journal
Terri,
entry
yeah.
to read.
I have something. Well, it's not a journal entry, but it is an artifact. It's written. It is an artifact. My senior year of high school, I assumed the role of head of publicity club. I think it was this girl, Catherine, who wrote a letter to the principal at the time saying, here's what the duties are of the head of the publicity club for the next person. And then I wrote a letter kind of pitching myself to be the publicity club chairperson. Catherine, the last year senior, said, the objective of the publicity club is to raise school spirit by increasing awareness of school activities. It encompasses the PEP club. While the PEP club consists of volunteers from each class who are relied upon to be leaders, the pub club, that's not great, is sufficiently run by 2 or 3 dedicated coordinators. So this is a small thing, and it headed up by the president, which is what I wanted to be. The publicity club was given a $50 budget last year through Mr. Cardell. Hey, shout out, Mr. Cardell. And they were going to buy their own supplies, $50 for the year. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that she wrote here, but she says so you have to make posters. That was the job of Publicity Club. Here's what she said the posters are for. The regular posters are requested by the student council for birthdays, the game schedule, dance promotions, and campus ministry and tutoring. That was it. That's not what I see. I think she lacked vision. So I said, when Catherine resurrected the Oak Knoll Pep Club, she renamed it Publicity Club. So she rebranded it. I immediately became the single active upper class woman. I have always had a knack for advertising, and the idea of hanging my posters on the plain white walls of the school for everyone to read on their way to class appealed to me. No shit. Publicity seemed a key way to use creativity and a sense of humor in advertising events encouraging school spirit. Some publications held too many strict rules about what one could say, what needed to be said, as well as poring over layouts on checkered pica sheets. That's how they used to do the yearbook pages.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want those rules. So I'm going to just be a freewheeling president. I love to brainstorm for the most eye-catching, smile-provoking posters for everything from bake sales to dances. I know what this is. This is me talking about my experience as the Publicity Club chairperson, like to college, to be like, oh, what's a school activity you were involved in? Because I realize I'm talking about this in the past tense. Like the last girl said this, but
Okay.
So the whole
talking about
setup
sorry,
was false.
back up. The setup was false. The setup is that I was talking about my experience in leading it. Here's what I did differently with it, because I have it in the past tense.
Okay.
So I was a junior. I was very active. Senior year, I was automatically appointed to the position of president. I quickly learned that there were all kinds of student groups, councils, clubs that needed posters made. I was sort of functioning as my own agency, essentially. I loved the idea of being sort of an ad agency, which was fun.
Yeah, you're like, I could promote everything.
I can promote anything. I don't
Not
care.
just
Just
the
tell
pep
me what you
club.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, anything. I have written up flyers for practically every event, from bagel sales to the father-daughter dance to mock trial, cultural awareness, peer leadership, animal rights club, and the list goes on. Although I do much of the work myself, I have a list of members who were suggested. And here's the real truth. I didn't let anyone else do anything. They're in the yearbook
wouldn't
picture. There's a
delegate.
bunch of people. I wouldn't delegate. There was a whole group. There's a whole group of students with me saying, "Here's the publicity club." No one did shit because I was like, "I got it." I got it. So I did it all. I hand drew them. I Xeroxed them. I really just didn't think anyone could do it the way I could. And not much has changed.
Yeah.
So this is me talking about how proud of myself I am. This is really interesting though, because you can see the seed of the entrepreneurial part. Although I do much of the work myself, I have a list of members. Some people came to me individually to work on the club, but I wanted to avoid mass insincere signups. I'm still looking to avoid mass insincere signups. I prefer to have a group. I preferred to have a core group of people from each class. My job has been going smoothly considering all the new organizations and events that need to be publicized. Now the walls are spotted with flyers and posters about what's going on. And in a close-knit school like ours, word definitely travels fast. This awareness creates a unity that I love, knowing I'm a part of it. And then a little scene at the end. I slip by, mouthing the words to myself along with a group of girls as they read the slogans to each other. The chuckle I hear as someone reads a flyer on her way to English class, or comments that circulate around a group of students waiting to use the payphone. It makes it all worthwhile. Their laughter and their compliments are encouragement. And all I do with publicity is solely for the people that pass through the halls each day. It makes me want to go produce a toothpaste ad or something. So I
It's
just
like
wanted to
you're
make stuff.
walking through Times Square where all of your billboards are up, and you're
Yes.
just like
That's
giggling
right.
while people are reading the slogan.
I wanted to do smart little flyers, and I didn't think I needed anyone's help. And that's basically how I run my business now. I do it all myself, except for a little bit. I have people helping me, but here's an example I found. Some things aren't meant to be single. And I have dollar bills floating around, and a heteronormative couple come to the Oak Knoll dance. Because you're not meant to be single.
Music notes.
God forbid you're single or
God
poor.
forbid you're single. There's a lot of dollar bills telling me that this dance is going to be a strip club. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, like what? Why is there
bring your
money
singles.
flying?
There's money flying because singles are meant to be single dollars, but people aren't meant to be single. So there's a picture of
People aren't meant to be single.
Some things aren't meant to be single. Dollar bills, and then there's heteronormative couples like this.
I can't
8 to
believe you
12?
made a flyer that said that some things are not meant to be single.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't really think that, but I was playing on this. I knew people wanted to meet people. Here's another one I found. Don't ask how I have it. I thought I was so clever. I was one of the first memes ever.
I remember this.
Not going
Billy
Friday.
Idol.
Looks like Moni will be lonely.
Hold on, it's
Billy
a huge
Idol
picture
is
of Billy Idol
onto the sheet, and it says, "Not going Friday. Looks like Moni will be lonely. Why not come out and rock the cradle with everyone else?" Ew. Ew. I also went on to rock the cradle a bit. So I think it's funny because you just think, oh, that's a fun thing. I like to do that. And then when I really look at it now, I'm like, it's what I do now all the time. All I'm doing is
the same pattern.
Hoping people will read them and filter themselves out, and the right people will come, and there'll be a sense of unity. It is exactly more what I do with my job now than anything else I did in high school.
Yeah. That's so interesting. It's like your core interests don't really change that much. Your core ways of functioning, maybe they change circumstance, but it's kind of
what is
always
the reward?
The same. Yeah.
The reward is people
What
thinking
drives
it's
you?
clever and funny. Yes, it has not changed. My skill set's changed, and but I'm still right now. I have a bunch of Instagram squares open. I'm trying to come up with something funny to write on them. It's the same job
Because you enjoy that. Though. You've always enjoyed that. And it's funny.
Not everyone who runs their own business thinks they're the head of publicity in the same way. They're like, no, I'm doing other things, but this is what I like to do. It's fun.
Right. Yeah.
So
you like to get things out. Yep. That was in a clever way. That was very you.
Should have more than a $50 budget.
Right. Were you ever
For the
interested
year.
in advertising?
Yeah, she worked for BBDO.
I did an summer internship at one of the biggest ad agencies in New York.
Right.
And
she was the human Google.
So exciting. Remember, I read all the newspapers and looked for clients' names. I was a human Google search.
So why did you not want to?
I'll tell you why.
You weren't interested in continuing getting more into advertising, right?
I will tell you why. And this is what I think is really important. This is a PSA for if you're talking to young people, don't tell them what's going to be hard. there's no point. They're going to find their way into something they love to do. They're going to love to do it. I think it's stupid when adults find a reason to discourage someone. And I was interning in the public relations department at BBDO. So, doing press releases, not exactly where I wanted to be. And on my break, sometimes I'd walk through I think it was like the 6th floor where all the creatives were. And they weren't that much older than me, right? They're in their 20s, 30s. They had like cool posters up and toys, and they were making ads. And I was like, this is so cool. This is what you could do. You could come here for work and do this. And so
make posters.
My friend who I worked with, she was like, why don't you go ask for an informational interview with the head of creative downstairs, and they'd be happy to talk to you. This is when you get someone excited to do something. Right. I went down there and I met with her, and she goes, well, you're going to need to find a graphic designer, and you should design a whole line of ads so that you have something to show. You're going to need a portfolio. You might need to get a master's. I left that conversation and I said, forget it.
It's too hard.
Because it's too hard. She's telling me I need to find a designer. I don't know a designer. I'm going to my senior year of college.
How?
I'm not
you were like 20 years old. You're like, what
I was
are you
19. No, I was 20. And I was like, 20. I don't know how to find a designer. What do you mean I have to make up my own ads and then tell someone? You don't fucking need a master's to go into advertising. I know a lot of people in advertising. They did not get an advanced degree. But she's like, you need a big portfolio like this. It was this huge professional portfolio. And I was like, I don't even know how to get burlap that big.
To start?
Yeah, nobody starts like that.
You weren't like, how can I immediately be an executive in advertising?
What she should have said was, oh, why don't you come into one of our meetings? She should have invited me to sit in a meeting. This is Terri. One day she wants to do this. Show her around, sit in her cubes. Then they should have said, what ideas do you have? If I had one person be like, that's a cool idea, I'd be like, oh, I'm going into advertising. I absolutely would have. But I was very easily intimidated. And I said, forget it. I think I'm not going to do that. I guess I'll do something else. Not that woman is responsible for my future, but it didn't help. And so then I was like, I guess I'll do something else. Fucking dumb.
Right. And that's right. That's like what's the scariest part, I think, about being in your 20s, and why one of the many reasons I kind of hated being in my 20s was that there was all this pressure. You're in the world for the first time. You were out of school. And it's like, I remember panicking and saying to somebody, maybe it was mom, like, I need to know now what I'm going to do, because I have to start at the bottom and work my way up. And if I'm on the 6th rung, if I discover that's not what I want to do, then I'm screwed, because now I'm 30 and I'm going to have to start at the bottom. This concept of transferable skill, or learning as you go. Right.
Yeah, exactly on this topic. That's it. You think I can't get on the wrong train, because then by the time I get there, it'll be too late to turn back. No one fucking knows. And if we have anyone under the age of 40 listening to this, questionable, please do not assume you need to know. And because every kid is stressed the fuck out who's graduating and is going, oh, what am I supposed to do? No, you'll do one job, you'll do another job, you'll do another job. Mom tried to tell me that, but I was like, no, you don't understand. Because she didn't have the job trajectory.
And so you had nothing related to that, even though you were in the building. And they're like, oh, you would have already, for you to even begin this idea, you would have had to already know that's what you wanted to do and already have this portfolio. You're like, when was the starting point? Yeah. When's the point? When do you go from like the 0 to like the first thing? Like, are you telling me I'm too late? I'm 20 and it's like too late. Like,
you're like, I don't even have my degree yet, but you were at an internship there. That's a big first step.
The job of if you're around an intern, encourage them to try everything and do everything. If you're in a role, in any kind of role, and an intern is asking you questions, or a young person, I feel like I know the negative underside of why people do it. It's because there's a part of the ego that says it was really hard for me to get here, and I need to show you how important I am. It's an ego thing of like, it's really hard, so don't get excited. No, it's the wrong answer. It's the wrong answer.
Right. That was all about her.
I don't regret it though, because everyone I know in advertising is depressed.
Well, I mean, I do tell both of my kids, like, you're not deciding what you want to be. You're going to do all the different jobs. You're going to connect with all the people and then follow that and just see what happens.
You just have to notice the things about anything that you're doing that you like.
Yeah.
And transferable skills,
kind of collect them. You collect them.
Lori, you're a perfect example. I write a lot about Lori in the book, actually, because Lori, you said it sounded like you would have picked the job you have now out of a lineup of jobs.
Because you wouldn't know
You
it
don't even
exists.
know what I do now. Nobody knows what I do
No
now.
one knows, but you got into it because you were into this. I like that. What you had to be in it to see. You don't pick it senior year.
No.
You
No.
figure it out.
No.
Everyone's
yeah,
like, I fell
no,
into it. You didn't fall into it. You lived your life.
No, I was a pharmaceutical sales rep at Merck. I fell into it because I had a temp job and I ran into Lori Brogan
Yes.
at the
I
gym.
remember that.
And she went to BC, but she also went to our high school and she was
Yep.
a year ahead of me. Hey, I remember this. This is like a core memory. Hey, oh my God, I haven't seen you. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. She goes, my company's hiring. You'd be really great at our job. And I go, oh, really? Tell me about it more. And she did. And I was like, okay. She got me an interview. I got the job, did that job for like almost 7 years, and then cut out when I had
So
Mason.
long. It's like a really long time that you
I
did
know.
that job.
I know.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah. And then I left when I had Mason. Lori took my exact territory. Lori took my spot, and that put Lori on her trajectory into the
You got her that
pharmaceutical
job.
world. Yes.
You got me the interview. You didn't get me the job.
Yeah, but how does it work that
You
handed
had
off
no
a
connection.
territory?
It was it's my sister.
Yes, you got me. You referred me in. I'm
Just
they
like
didn't give me the
Lori
job just
Brogan.
because-
Lori
What?
Brogan.
Yeah.
But I was doing
Sorry, I
well. They were,
Yes.
yeah.
So
So,
you got me into the path.
right.
You got me into that path. I thought Terry was like, "Oh, Kim got her the job." I mean,
Well, yeah, I couldn't do
No,
that.
but I mean, she took your
interviewed.
territory. She took
my
your territory.
territory.
I mean, you stepped
Lori-
into it knowing nothing.
Lori went,
Well,
she
they
went to
trained
training.
you.
They train you.
for
Yeah,
months.
but you didn't know before. You're not like, I don't know if I'd be good at that. You don't even know what it is.
No, but I got the interview from Lori Brogan.
right.
She didn't get
Right,
me
you
the
referred
job
her.
either. She
Right,
referred
right.
me. She referred me.
But
Same thing. I
didn't
referred
know
you.
anything. She explained to me what she did, and I knew she was doing it for 7 years. And she said you could do this, so I interviewed, and I had been in sales,
Right.
so but
I
not pharma
hadn't.
sales, right? And then it turns out I hated pharma sales.
Yeah.
After 2 years, and then I got let go, and I was so grateful for it because I was like, this is terrible. And I learned what severance was for the first time. I was like, this is awesome.
But then you went
Yeah.
into the pharma industry for your next job. You went back to that
Um,
industry. You didn't change industries.
I actually went into inside sales for preclinical instrumentation for like mice imaging for
It's
labs
in the
and stuff.
same
It was really cool.
world. It's
Yeah,
in the
but it
same
was-
universe.
But it was more techie on the back end, right? So I was
Mhm.
working with sales reps, but I was supporting them. And that's when I kind of went in that direction. Then my next job was in communications at a pharma company, but I kind of worked my way out of a job. I had all the stuff built that then was self-running, and then I had nothing to do, and I was watching full seasons of CSI at my desk. And like, cause they had the computer like faced away from the door,
Uh-huh.
faced in.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, oh my God, I have literally nothing to do. And
Because you did your job so well, you had it automated.
Yeah.
I did. I set it up. And I guess people were talking about it. They're like, we really like Lori, but like she kind of set it up that we don't need her anymore. Anyway, there were people around me who were so busy and stressed out. And I was like, can I help anybody? Like, I'm doing nothing. And they're like, yeah, we could help. Like, we need help, like data stewarding, like cleaning up the data, seeing where they merge, or deciding which one is this person and that little stuff in their back end system. And then I volunteered, wasn't part of my job description, got so into it and into like the data element. And that was just helping out. Nothing I had to do for work. Nobody was, and I got super into it where I started gaining more and more responsibilities. And then that was the foundation of having jobs in operations and data management. And that's what I do now. But I still loved the sales reps themselves because I had always supported them. And so that's what I still do is I support the
So you
sales
like-
reps
you
and I build all
literally-
the data in the back end.
You followed it the exact way that Bashar says to follow it. At every decision, follow the thing that excites you. Just doop. You were like, oh, this direction. And then you just doop, boop, 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 boop. And then it just all made sense.
Well, when I was in the field and I'm in the doctor's office, they would, your boss would be like, you need to analyze your territory, the data of it, and then build a report on it and say, here's what's happening in my territory. And da, da, da. And then I found myself loving that part. And I was like, I don't even want to sell. I just want to dig through all the data and analyze it and then present it. And I was super into that part of it. And then I was like, how can I I like this industry. They have good healthcare. And I was like, how can I continue to do that part? And they're like, well, then you can't be in the field. You got to be at the headquarters. I was like, yeah, I like that anyway. I want a desk. And they're like, perfect. Here are all the jobs that you can have inside a pharmaceutical company. I'm like, great.
But you couldn't at 19 have known what your dream job was. It's so ridiculous. You have to go through the process of trying things and seeing what you like about it and moving from there.
And who
not to mention, most people think my job would be the worst. Every time I work with people, they're like, ugh, so sorry for you. I was like, why? I love my job.
Right.
People are
there's
always
there's
like,
a skill for everyone.
Right.
You have to like the skill. You have to like the job you do, or else you're like, why? It's a terrible fit. That's where the stress comes in. It's not meant to be. But also, it's people you meet. Those people, no one just grows a career in a vacuum. You know, it's always people you meet. Someone goes, oh, you'd be great. Come here. No. Your friends and colleagues see something in you, and then they'll help you see it. That's why you can't do it. I'm going to do it on my own. Well, you don't get to live on the planet by yourself. You better play with others, you know?
Right.
So, yes, I love this. And it worked out. You like your job. Kim, I would have guessed Kim was doing it for 4 years.
I knew it was 7 or 8. I thought it was more like 8.
Jeez.
It was long.
Yeah, it's a long time. You guys are making bank.
It was after you got back from California, right, Kim? Because you were a waitress in
I
California.
didn't start until after California. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You both came from California into pharma.
Yeah. No, I temped for a while.
True.
And then I ran into Lori Brogan, and then that was it. And she said it. She goes, your personality is perfect for that. Because if I had a different personality, she might not have mentioned it. So it is
like,
that.
you'd be horrible.
Right.
So I love it.
Anyway, do you have an unrelated?
Time for an unrelated. Yes.
Oh, did you have one that you were excited to do?
No, she's done them. We know you've heard Generation Artex, but are you subscribed? Hit the follow button wherever you listen to podcasts. That's one less thing to worry about and one more thing to look forward to. We'd love to keep this show going, and you can help. Please rate and review. Thanks.
Well, now is the segment we call Unrelated, where we ask a question unrelated to anything that we've been talking about. And this is so unrelated.
Okay.
What celebrity couple breakup would be the most upsetting to you?
Oh, would be.
Even though would be the most upsetting to you. Now, knowing that we don't know these people for real, but based on what their characters are in our mind, who would really bum you out? I can start too.
Really?
Okay, go ahead.
I don't have. I don't.
Oh my God, I
care
do.
about any. I can't think of anyone I would care about. But now I want
Oh,
to
really?
So you're not caring.
Kim.
All right. Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
They've been through thick and thin. those two.
But it's top of mind because I did just see a TikTok of a recent interview with him, and he said, you know, people always talk about how you have to work at a marriage. It takes so much work. You have to work at it every day, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, but the reality is it takes a lot of play, and you have to play in your marriage. And that is what keeps it strong. And, you know, they do have a TikTok where, they have a TikTok where I follow them on TikTok, and they, you know, they're always singing, dancing, and playing. They have like a farm, and they're always like serenading their animals and whatever. And they're just kind of silly, but he's like, we have to work at playing together every day. And of course that like stuck with me. I was like, love it.
I love that. I'm not going to forget that.
Yeah. I love that too.
Mm-hmm.
Mine are a lot younger couple, but I still love them, which is Zendaya and Tom Holland.
I was just gonna say,
oh my God,
I love them for the same reason, though. You know, well, one probably Tom Holland in his interview with Amy Poehler, and just kind of like the respect that they have, but they're they seem like friends. They don't try to be fabulous. They're dorky together. And that's my favorite part. Right. They're like silly and dorky. Like, yeah, they can do the pose for the red carpet, but even on the red carpet, there is such a silliness, a chillness. You know, you always see them dancing. Like if they're at a game together, they're just kind of hanging out. They're so comfortable. And they just seem like friends who admire each other. Right. And I love that so much.
And he doesn't drink. So they don't
anymore.
He doesn't drink. So right. So, but now you see him and they're at things, you know, that they're not like he's sharp, you know, he's sharp. He's tuned in. He's,
Yeah. She
Love
never
it.
did.
That's
you saw that in the interview. Yeah.
Right.
You don't have one, Terri?
I do have one. I do have one.
You're Googling. You're Googling celebrity couples.
I was looking at couples to see which one I would give a shit about. I would say that it would be really sad, I think, if Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson broke up. Okay.
Okay.
But the one I'm actually care more about, just because they're like kind of adorable, The one I care about more would be Sarah Paulson.
I love her. Who is she with?
That woman.
I didn't even know who she was with.
Oh,
she's
I would be bummed about Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor.
Yeah.
They famously are, there's quite a bit of an age gap. I mean, Sarah Paulson's my age or a little younger. Holland Taylor is, I think she's got to be 80 now. But she's just a fantastic actress, super famous.
Oh, her.
Yeah. I think she's got to be almost 80. She's 83. Okay. She's 83.
Wow. She looks amazing for age.
She looks amazing. And Sarah is, well, she's my age. She's 51. She's a little younger. And that's a 30-year difference. But what I love about them is that they just do it their way. I mean, something I've always admired is they don't live together. They visit each other. They have their own space. And they're like, we love it this way. Like, we wouldn't have it any other way. We don't want to be with anyone else. But like, we really need our own space and time. And that, and when we're together, we want to be together. And that was always like a cool model, and also just an unusual pairing of having that much of a difference. It's one thing for a guy to marry a young woman, but like, you know, for a lesbian couple,
we all picked couples that are things that we aspire to.
Yes, because you said the play thing, like wanting to play, and like
Lori just wants to be chill and have fun and not be too serious together.
Be goofy and respect each other as friends too, not just you know, that matters to me.
Can you think of any other ones, Kim? Because I have one, and I bet it would be yours.
No, go ahead.
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Oh, yeah. Krasinski.
So I wonder if it's hard. Is it hard? It's usually hard for men. It's hard for men to have a very successful wife. I mean, they call it like
he's successful.
He's way known as a better actress. She's known as an actress. You know what I mean? He's like, does a few things.
He's pretty big in his own right.
He writes and produces, but he's big in his own way, but she's kind of a bigger deal. Do you care about
Quiet Place? Oh my God.
Do you care about George and Amal?
No.
You don't give a shit. Do you care about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
Not at all.
I don't get that one.
I don't wish harm on any of these people. I just don't care.
No, I just don't care. Like, if they break up, it's sad. Okay. They'll find other people. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't care.
What was the one that bothered you most when you heard about it?
What I like. What bothered me most about who?
Like a celebrity couple breakup that you were like, no.
Oh, there was one. Oh God. Oh my God.
I think in the beginning,
me along with a lot of people, I was a little bummed about the Brad Pitt Jennifer Aniston
I
thing.
know. Yes. It was the first one I was going to say
And then the
too.
movie came out, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and I was like, oh, sure, I see it. Is that I feel bad seeing it, but the movie's so good.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
The movie, it's so entertaining. You will.
It's a great movie.
Smith?
Yes, it's great. It
was a great movie, but everybody felt like they were betraying her, and
that's right, because that's where they hooked up. But then when they broke up,
he's sober now too, isn't he? Because he was.
Yeah,
I think he did some not so great things.
But didn't they break up? So whatever, it all goes around, comes around. You know who I hope really doesn't break up? I really think the story is so charming of Matt Damon and his regular civilian
I love
life.
Yes, I would be sad about them.
Yeah,
they seem like.
I'm not sure if
really
you would call
cute.
that. If
She's just like a regular lady.
She wasn't one.
They're meet cute. You mean?
Yes.
Like they're meet cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she
they
was
have
like
all these like
bartender.
beautiful daughters.
Yeah, they're kind of adorable, and he's such a big deal still. Like he's still doing shit, you know.
Yeah.
But like he just seems like, what do I know? But he seems like a good guy, and she's stunning.
Odysseus, my God, that's a big one.
I'd also be sad about the Obamas.
Oh, so would I. Jesus.
Wouldn't you be sad?
Don't even talk about that.
Did you guys not watch Hacks? Did you not watch Hacks? Hacks on
HBO.
It's like
I know
Ted Swanson.
Danson?
Ted.
He's not in that, is he?
No. Ted.
That's Gene Smart.
No, I'm talking about the show with the soccer.
Ted Lasso?
Lasso. It has that kind of like really funny.
Oh, really? I know everyone loves it.
Oh, I was sad about that.
Lori, if you ever want to binge something, you would love Hacks. Kim would love it too, but the writing, and you would love Gene Smart in it, because someone who's like funny, the back and forth and the
Hacks, that looked really good.
Oh, and
Rob, but it looked really good. I watched
Gene Smart has like the
I
Jean
love
Smart is
Jean
like
Smart.
if Judge Judy were a comic.
Totally. Mike and I have had Mike Fasano and I have had very long conversations, and Katie, about how much we loved designer women or designing women.
Designing women. Mhm.
Oh,
Every
designing
one
women.
of those people. That is an amazing cast. That show
Yes.
still
Oh,
stands
really?
up. Not that you can like easily find it anywhere, but when you see clips, you're like, this show is amazing. It was so good.
Yeah.
I never
You say
watched that.
something, Kim?
But you should watch it. That's
Oh.
all I'm saying.
I did binge. Gordy and I binged 4 seasons though.
Oh,
seasons.
Oh,
so
you watched
good.
4 seasons?
You watched
the
it so
first
fast,
one,
right?
first season.
So fast.
Oh my God. So good.
I love it so much.
Yeah, I
So
knew
much.
you would.
And can I just say real quick? One thing I loved is that Ginny was a really good person from start to finish. You think you're supposed to hate her,
Yep.
and she was always reasonable, clear-headed.
She was consistent. Yep.
And the other thing was, so how old are they supposed to be? 60?
50s.
Really?
Who are you talking
Yeah.
about?
You have to watch season 2. She didn't watch season 2. You got to watch season 2.
Oh, Terri didn't?
Of 4 seasons? They're not supposed to be in their 60s.
No.
Well, I think I was going by how old Steve Carell is.
They're all supposed to be in their 50s.
50s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, they had the
Well-
daughter in college. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, Gordy and I found ourselves one. So Ginny is the 30-year-old. Is she 30? In her 30s.
Mhm.
She's like 32,
Yep.
actually. Yeah, she was 32. And everything she wanted to do was stuff that we would do. We're more like Ginny's crowd. We're not like quite the whole, oh, we're vegan, which I felt was, like that crowd. Like none of us drink, even though I don't drink. Yeah, maybe I would fit in with that crowd. But she was like,
Yeah.
let's go for a morning hike and let's do this. And let's do that. I was like, that all sounds awesome. And she's like, let's sleep in yurts. We're like, yeah, let's sleep in some yurts.
Well, I
We're
don't want to
like-
do that.
I don't know. We're like kind of pro Ginny.
Yeah. Yeah, you should watch the
But-
second season, Terry. You watch it in like a second. It's so
Yeah.
quick.
We watched it in like
Right
one
now.
sitting, Terry.
Well, she didn't
We
even
actually
finish
watched it in one
Paradise.
sitting.
I'm still watching season 2 of Paradise. I'm also
I don't
finishing
even
Hacks.
understand.
I'm also watching fucking Cape Fear, which is so good.
Yeah. It's hard to
So
watch, but yeah.
good.
I know, I'm watching it.
Dribbling.
All right, well, that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
This episode of Generation Artex was produced by us, edited by us, and hosted by us. Our theme music is by Danielle Musto. Art and design by Ryan Andrews of ryanmade.com. Please follow, rate, and review to help save more Gen Xers from the swamps of sadness. Follow us on Instagram at Generation Artex, that's ARTAX, and visit us at generationartex.com.